Well, good Saturday morning, everybody. October 3rd. It's about 10 after 10. I've been up outside since about 7:20, but my phone was dead, so it was on the charger. So anyway, got the Rhino here. It had the caulipacker hooked on it yet from doing that buffer strip, so I took that back the lane and parked it back in the woods. Actually ran across the road down to that buffer strip and looked. There ain't nothing coming up yet, but we ain't had enough rain, I don't think. Scooter had the Harrigator drag on it yet, so I unhooked that and come in the barn here and hooked onto the sprayer. So I got that all hooked up, plumbed up, got all the electronics hooked back up. It was sitting right here. There's the big girl. Ain't she pretty? Can't wait to run that. So, yep, got some chemicals. And finished off with one barrel of Roundup. This one here, empty. So I took, just my luck. So I took this fitting out of that barrel and I screwed it into this one. And I don't know if you can see, but right here, you can see this mold seam goes all the way across the middle of the barrel. That thing split right there. So I usually screw this elbow in to the other side, which is the pipe thread side, for a breather. Take the plug loose and let it breathe. So I tipped the barrel down. Of course, I got the Bobcat, took the forks off of it, or took the grapple off of it, put the forks on, picked it up, picked the pallet up, laid this thing down, and it starts running out. It's like, where is that coming from? So I set it back up, start looking around, and yeah, she's, like I said, she's split right there. So now what am I going to do? Well, I found this one, which is pipe thread. So I pulled that out, put that one in, laid her down the other way, picked it back up, laid her down the other way, picked her up, filled my jugs up. So the only thing I got to do is I got to rinse that one out yet. So anyway, so that's what we're doing this morning. Real dewy out, about 30s this morning, 7 o'clock, 7:30. Didn't frost. Didn't have any frost, but it was chilly. I got light flannel shirt on and my hooded sweatshirt. But I got Scooter hooked to the sprayer, got that all plumbed up, got the garden hose in her. I need 360 gallon total, and we're up to about 250. Got all my chemicals here to dump in, and we'll go from there. It's still wet out. So I'll probably wait till after lunch before I go and spray. Hopefully the wind don't pick up, but even if it does, it's no big deal with this because everything around it's dead. But I sprayed these fields a while back, but the thistles turned brown, but they didn't die. They come back with a vengeance. So I'm going to go out there and hit them with a little hotter shot of Roundup. I'm putting about 40 ounces to the acre, 10 gallons of water carrier. So beans aren't quite ready yet. They're getting close. But I think maybe later this afternoon I'm going to turn the truck around and I'm going to get the old white, that one, started and pull them in there side by side, because I got to take the wet kit off of that truck and put it on the new truck, and them hoses made. And I got to make a phone call to make sure that the PTO unit will work off of that transmission onto the new transmission. That's a 9-speed. The new transmission is a 10-speed. I have the serial numbers. I have the paperwork for the wet line that we bought that 2000. Yeah, we bought that in 2000 and put it on there. And wow, that's been on there for 20 years. Jeez Louise. Maybe I better put new hoses on it while I got it all apart. I don't think the ones underneath are going to be in bad shape, but hoses are expensive because they're big. I mean, it was $1,500 just in hoses 20 years ago. I can imagine what it is now. Anyway, I'll take a good look at them when I take them apart. The hose going up to the trailer, I'm definitely going to replace that because that's got some checks in it. Of course, that's the one that's out there in the sunshine, and it's the one that's, you know, when you turn the truck, it's the one that's flexing all the time. So anyway, yeah, that's the plan. Get that pulled in, get the other one turned around and nosed in, so I got all the light from the back. And I'll have to get the deck plate tore off of that, pull that one in beside it, and start stripping things off of one and onto the other. But yeah, like I said, I got to make a phone call first and get a hold of Toledo Driveline and make sure that that one will work. If not, I just have to buy the PTO unit, not the pump and everything else that controls. That'll all work. That's all universal. So anyway, we'll check back in a little bit. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. We'll talk to you later. Okay, got the sprayer all loaded, ready to go. I'm out here at the old white. We're going to see if she'll start. She ain't been started. She ain't been started since wow, it's probably been almost a year. So I'm going to find some place to set you. See if we can capture cold start. That ain't gonna work. I don't have my holders, a magnet or anything. All right, here we go. Okay, we'll try that. Hopefully it works for you. Hopefully it starts. Just like that. You know what? I take it back. I started it up this spring and moved it. So that's been 6 months. Yeah. She's a good old girl. But yeah, see, like all this stuff up when that tire let go. All this stuff is supposed to be back in here. Got into the body here. Wiring's all stripped and gone. Big hole where the headlights used to be. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know what to do. Problem is, nobody's going to give me anything for it. So I might as well tinker around and fix it. I am going to swap tires. These tires are a good open shoulder tire. So I'll take her over to CJ and Northwest Tire and have them swap all the tires around from this truck to the new one. Put them other ones on this truck. So, yeah. We'll let her build some pressure up and get her in the barn. We'll go get the other one started. That other one, it's sat for 4 days. Still had enough air in it to move it as soon as I started it. That's pretty impressive. I got most of the air leaks on that old girl fixed too, so she'll stay for quite a few hours. Stay up. But all right, let's do some shuffling. I even wore a red and silver hat today. Oh. Ah. This whole dashboard clacks and everything else. Everything's all, well, it's done now. So yeah, we're still at 100 pounds of air from last night. I did start this little Basco heater up last night when I was out here screwing around with some paperwork. Well, that little thing puts out some heat. It's under the bunk back here, and it's for when you're stopped. You know, your truck's sitting there idling, you're going to burn a gallon of fuel an hour idling to keep the heat on. This little Basco heater in here, it'll burn 20 hours on a gallon of fuel. It throwed some heat out. Me and Bentley were in here. I was taking care of some paperwork and stuff. Hey, phone mount's in here. I'll be back. There we go. Now you can hold her out there like you're supposed to. Got a magnet on her sticker places and stuff like that. So, alright. Yeah, what's nice about this one is I can stand up. I'm 6'3", 6'4", and I can stand up in here. Yeah, it's a whole lot of truck for a farm truck, but you know what? You can buy a big sleeper truck like this cheaper than you can buy a day cab, because I've been looking for a day cab. Only problem is this whole dashboard is plastic, and there ain't a single place to stick this. I'm gonna have to get me a mount, glue me a piece of metal on there. It's got a CB mount here, so if I mount the CB in here, which I need to do, I need to take the CB out of that other truck. Well, I can stick it on top of that. Clunk, right about there. How's that look? That'll work. Still trying to figure out where everything is on this old girl. Look at this. Your visor. Slides back and forth. And it's got the curtain. It goes all the way around the rail, all the way around the windshield. You can close her all in. It's got the curtain back here to close off the bunk. Pretty high tech. Talk to you in a little bit. Alright, got the Volvo in here. Not too awful tight. Fairly tight. Now we'll get the old white runner in on this side. And get underneath her. I had all the paperwork for the PTO, but I opened it up and there's the book is for multiple units. So I'm gonna have to crawl under here and see if I can find a serial number on it or a model number on it to call them guys to see if they'll work. So let's see if this old girl feels like moving. Hopefully the brakes ain't tied up. See this right here too. This control tower, that's going to have to come out and get retrofitted into the other one. Hopefully I can make that work. Seat still got a little bit of air in it. And the buzzer's going off because, hang on a minute. I know, fingers. And glasses hanging in the way. That's an old phone case. She's a permanent fixture on there. Alright. Yeah, when the tire blew, it took an oil line out of the engine. I put a plug in it. At 67 mile an hour going down the highway, when you blow a front tire and it takes out the small oil line that comes up to the gauge, you'll pump a gallon and a half of oil out of there before you get her stopped. So, we'll go through here and get some of the stuff in here out, put it in the other one. Shovel, toe strap, clevises, tools. Do some measuring too while they're sitting side by side. That ought to be about it. Get rid of the old gallon. Like I said, they're not going to give me anything for it, so guess I better tie my shoe before I fall down. I guess I could have got over a little closer. Yeah, we got enough room. I'm thinking, oh yeah. Well, I'm farther. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. Yep, my bumpers are about even. I'm within, oh, probably 6 inches. But as far as front wheels, I'm a good foot off because this one is farther up, where this one is set back. That looks to be about the same distance. So yeah, they are about the, well, I think the new one's a little bit longer. Wheelbase wise. There's a tape measure out here. I tried measuring this one, but the dang thing won't lock. Yeah, we're half a tire. Half a tire there. And not quite half a tire. So yeah, it's probably a 10-inch longer wheelbase. Alright, well, I gotta get a creeper, a flashlight, and get under there and find the numbers on that unit. And like I said, make some phone calls. Here's this big hose I was talking about, and you can see it's starting to get checked. Coating's coming off of it. So this is the one that's out in the sun all the time. So I'm thinking I'll be able to pull up behind it, put some straps around there, and use the mini excavator to lift that tank off of there, and then track over here and set it back on that one. So that's my hoping. That's what I'm hoping for. So yeah, all right, I'll check back in a little bit. Okay, back when I used to change trailers, I built these blocks. these big ones with the ropes on them to go underneath the legs when we drop trailers and move them. So they're native lumber, so they're good and sturdy. So I found a bunch of 2x4s. So we're going to try and roll this front end up on all this. So oh. I'm gonna set you right there so we can all see what happens.
I'll buy that all day long. It only took 2 tries. Now my fat butt can get underneath there. All right. Headlock power divider in.
All right, roll the window up. Oh, what time is it? 11:45. No wonder I'm getting hungry. All right. Well, I there it is. Looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Got it right up on there. Now I got room to crawl underneath of it. Problem is I'm going to have to do the same thing to that one to get underneath it. Well, maybe not. Everything seems higher in the frame on this truck than on this truck. So anyway, it's getting warm. I'm gonna have to shed me a jacket. I'm gonna get under there and find that serial number first though, before I do anything else, so I can make a call before noon. All right, check back in. Okay, turn you around. Focus. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a picture. I'll shut you guys off. Click. All right. Well, can't see me, can you? There, how's that? I called up to Certified Power and I got a recording, so they must not be open on Saturdays. So I'll get everything tore apart. I'm gonna have to go get oil and but yeah, I'll start getting everything tore apart, get this drained. And right now I'm going to go get something to eat. So I'm hungry, and it's noon. And I was going to do that a minute ago, but I didn't. So we're going now. All right, talk to you later. Back in a flash. All right, well, it's 2 o'clock now. Took my sweetie up to Kate and Al's in Gibsonburg and had lunch. Always good food up there. And sat there and ate lunch. Talked to a few people. A couple guys from the fire department came in. And talking to the owners. And then we left there and stopped and had ice cream on the way home. It's only the second time this year I've had ice cream. I don't know what's going on. Used to be once a week, but you know, trying to trim down. So yeah, I'm standing here looking at these kingpins, or these fifth wheel plates. This one off the top of the frame, about that high. And this one off the top of the frame is twice that. So, I'm still thinking these bags are set too high. I mean, they don't have a lot of pressure in them. Well, they do. So I wonder if that rod needs adjusted. Right here's the linkage for it. Is that loose? I don't think so. Doesn't seem like it is. Well, that's not even adjustable. You gotta adjust the arm. Well, oops, wrong button again. I'm gonna have to crawl underneath of her and see what it'd take to let that down a little bit, lower the ride height down just a touch. Just a touch. I still think I need to slide that back a little bit too. Oops, wrong button again. You see where the center of the wheels are and the kingpin's that far forward. You look at this one's center of the wheels and it's only that far forward. Although I was a little light on the front end sometimes, coming out of the fields and stuff. But this truck's got more weight up there. Supposedly, supposedly on the dash on this truck, you can see what your pressures are in your airbags. And that will correspond to your weight. I don't know if it gives you the actual weight or not, how many pounds, but I know you can read the pressure, which you can do some math and figure that out, I guess. So anyway, we are going to go and spray beans. No, we're going to spray wheat ground, wheat stubble. We're going to go kill some thistles. Got scooter all loaded up this morning. And we are going to go. Whew. PTO's been agitating. All right. Where are you going to sit? Can you sit right there? That's the problem. There's not too many steel places in here to sit you to. Neither. I guess I should have got my suction cup. How about that? And then, we'll talk at you in a little bit. All right, made it her dad's. We're spraying. Just Roundup. Roundup and a little water conditioner. Some of you guys, we got some thistles that didn't quite die. I think we could have worked them in and been good, but Dad wanted to spray them again, so we're running about 40 ounces of Roundup to the acre, 10 gallons of water carrier, some requests for water treatment. So Scooter's just scootering along. So yeah, I didn't bring my suction cup. I got my Maggie mount, but there's really no place to stick the doggone thing. I'll have to do some investigating. I'll be back. All right. Well, I dug down. You can see A-pillar. It's leaning. Phone mount only bends 90 degrees, so it's pointing down a little bit. But anyway, yeah, stopped and helped the neighbor. She was out there struggling, trying to get some bushes pulled out, so I stopped and gave her a hand for, I don't know, half an hour. Got a bunch of bushes ripped out. So now we're spraying. It's 3:30. Oh, way too far. There you go. So you get kind of busy on the corners. You gotta shut the booms off over here, shut the guidance off, make your swing, watch your monitor, or watch your guidance, make sure you get back in on line, engage your guidance, turn your booms back on when you get in the right spot. So
So I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, hang on. There we go. Whew. There is just swarms of these king-size mosquitoes around here. I don't know what's going on. I got a couple of them in here with me. Yeah, this field is just rougher than rough. I run the inline ripper across the ends of it. I was going to work it, and Dad decided he wanted to spray it again. So here we are. We're spraying. We're getting ready to swat these giant mosquitoes. But yeah, there was hundreds of them flying around. They're like 4-inch wingspans. About 3 of them get a hold of you, I'm thinking they're carrying you away. But anyway, bouncy bounce, bouncy bounce. Get this done. I see Eric must have started the wood burner up. I see he was out there. Let me switch and zoom in. I don't know if you can see the plume of smoke coming out of her or not, but he's out there splitting and cutting wood. Got her going. It's that time. Tracks to where it shut off, right there. Pull them off, guidance off, make a swing. Get my guidance line back up, hit the button for that. Put the booms on, and away we go. So yeah, get these sissels knocked down and then get the disc chisel over here behind the 2470 and root her up. Get this manure incorporated. There is a lot of weeds out here. I don't understand that. Last time I sprayed it was, I had the Roundup and 2,4-D in the tank mix. I should have took care of just about everything, but it didn't. I'll catch you in a little bit. Alright, well, finished spraying over to Woodville. Sprayed around that old barn area where the weeds were growing up. Talked to Eric for a while. He was splitting some wood, splitting some firewood. Boogied on home, went back there, weed stubble around them double crop beans and just cleaned the sprayer out. Had a little bit left, so I sprayed down about 3/4 of the way, ran out, turned around, turned the rinse tank on and rinsed her out. So done with this for the day. Make sure all my switches are up. Good thing I checked, 2 of them weren't. Shut the power off to that. So we're good. Get up here and park her. Unplug the guidance, and I don't know what we're going to do then. Might put a pan underneath that white, pull the drain plug out, drain that transmission oil out of there, let that drain overnight. Looking at the beans. I hope there's a lot of 3 and 4 bean pods there. I see a lot of 3. I hope there's a fair amount of 4. That'd make me happy. Can't make more pods, make more beans in the pods. So I'll pull this thing up behind the barn, over behind the cat house actually. Plug her up, shut her off. All right, talk to you later.